All right, folks, we are live. It is Clash After Dark, and tonight I have a huge show lined up for you. I have three very special guests with me tonight, and we're gonna just bring them in randomly. I've got Scotty827, leader of House of L and host of the Clash of Clans podcast. Welcome to the show, Scotty.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
I have Rob, aka TacoLover, co-leader of LexCorp and one of the hosts of the ClashCast. Welcome to the show, Rob.
Hey, thanks.
And I also have Tait from One Hive and host of the Saturday Night Hive podcast. Welcome to the show, Tait.
Thanks for having me on, Warblade. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Glad to have you guys all here. This is just like huge. I never thought I'd have three podcasters, veteran podcasters on the show. So real excited to have all you guys on the show.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man.
Get to dial in.
I think this is the first podcast I've been on that wasn't my own.
Really?
It's kind of
or stream or whatever.
Yeah, I like the live element. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. That's one of the things that's really, really fun about this. You get people into your chat, and they're just... you never know what they're going to throw at you, so it's always makes it fun.
I always like that, too.
Yeah, Scotty, you did a couple live, right?
Yeah, mostly for, I twitched, the SOAS War, and I was doing it a little bit, but it's a lot of work when you're, to do all the twitching and stuff, and so I haven't done it much lately. I've been trying to get it set up, but you're just even figuring out the format of, what you really kind of wanted to do, because there's a lot of people twitching and stuff, and so I think Warblade's got a cool idea with the live show kind of thing. So,
and actually, like I kind of mentioned in my first episode, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but you guys were actually the inspiration that gave me the idea to do this. Because kind of like you and Halligan were talking about on your second to last episode.
Oh yeah.
That how many times have you been talking to the podcast? Even though like I said, it's been a couple days ago that it got recorded, and I thought, maybe this isn't the best medium for it, but this is what I have to work with, and I've done the Twitch before, so I was like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's make a
cool approach, and that's how you do it. Do you get a lot of or people when they're watching, are they asking for base reviews and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes. It just depends on the night. Sometimes I get, 3 or 4 pop in, and they're like, "Can I get a base review?" And you're like, "No, I'm not doing that sort of thing." And it's like, and then they get all mad, and it's like, sorry.
You got to keep the people happy, man.
Yeah.
Well, and I was kind of running into that when I was doing the Twitch a little bit. Was people were coming in, and it's like, well, we're just talking about this war and streaming it, not all this other stuff. So, but yeah, once people figure it out.
I've always wondered, so you guys have both done Twitch. So how powerful of a rig do you got to have? I'm rocking a HP Pavilion that was $250 from Best Buy, so I don't think I have a shot. But do you guys build yours from scratch and get the real deal?
I just use my Mac. I think you'd be fine to Twitch with that. It just depends on which platform or broadcasting software you're going to use.
Probably is more dependent on your internet connection than anything else.
Yeah. Upload down the upload speed is really what. And I was trying to do mine, and it kept dropping. And so it's like I didn't want to keep doing it until I had the tech stuff figured out better, and I finally got the sound figured out, and then the internet connection kept dropping, and I said, okay, I guess I can just go and put up plug it into the Ethernet, but then my computer doesn't have an Ethernet port on it, so I was like, oh, so there's another set of
damn you, Macintosh.
I don't know, it's crazy. I couldn't believe it. So,
unfortunately, my work I have a Mac laptop for my work computer, and it's got all the ports. It's just old enough that it's still got all the ports, and but it's still got an i7, so it's pretty heavy duty.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tate, I think you could easily. I think most things are built. It's to handle it. I think
Yeah.
at this
Yeah,
point.
I don't have a big rig, but I've got an i5 processor in mine, and I think I got like 8 gigs of RAM, and I've only had a couple issues where I've started dropping frames, but I think that was more my internet connection than anything else, because I have issues with my internet.
Yeah, I'm scoping out the little sticker on the side of my thing and says I got 8 gigabytes of RAM, so I think that's enough to do it. But
Oh,
yeah,
dude, that's plenty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should be fine.
As long as your internet doesn't cut out during Clash, that's the worst thing. Do you guys think I had this before I forget this question? If you're attacking and you're not in the best like connection, so I was attacking the other day at work, and it was a war attack and I had to get it in. So, but I was having these connection issues. Like I was getting the little bars that come up. But when I went to attack, and it had been a little while, the buttons were sticking.
Yeah, Acura, we're Scotty's
Does that-
recording, so
do you
because of
think
the
that
connection
I
rate, you
kinda
think?
try
Well, that's
not
what I
to
was wondering
interrupt too
because it
much.
seems like every time I've had that problem post like the actual things that were going on, it seems like it's in a spot where like it's not my house, so I might attack, not I mean in Wi-Fi, but just not, in a good reliable thing. And I thought, I wonder if that's causing that.
I don't have the answer to that. I know I don't do war attacks unless I'm at home, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't have the
Yeah.
balls to risk it, I guess. But I haven't really noticed it because I don't do a lot. Like I'll farm sometimes, but in farming, like if you mess up, it's not like the end of the world or anything. So I haven't really paid attention.
What are you using? Like an iPad or?
I use both, and I just have noticed that was on my iPhone, and I only attack with Brittany only gets used on my phone. So
Which version of the phone is it?
5.
I think
It's
that's
almost-
your problem, Scotty.
It's almost time for an
Time to
upgrade.
upgrade, dude. It's time to upgrade.
I'm waiting for it. I was holding out because,
You get that rose gold.
well, yeah, the new. I knew the 6 Plus S was going to be coming out. They always do it September, so I was like, oh, I'll hold out if I
Acura,
can.
if you want to
and
hit
do
me
that,
up on
but
Twitter, I'll get you.
There's not a
Hey,
lot
give
of.
me a guess.
I don't have tons of
Nice
precision
try.
in my
Hit me up
attacks
on Twitter.
with
I
Brittany,
can definitely get you on
since
the
she's
show.
just a TH8, and
I know a guy.
so it hasn't become a big issue. But
Yeah.
By the way, arguably the best mini name ever.
Britney Spears,
Yeah.
I still get a kick out of it. And I just pressed the button to go to TH9 today.
What?
Ooh.
So
Oh shit.
yeah, but honestly, it's one of those accounts where, like, it's not maxed out. I mean, most of the offensive troops are maxed out. Like, I think I just have like the P.E.K.K.A., the Valk, a couple of the dark troops, and then the P.E.K.K.A. For Elixir, but and my king is maxed out. And so it's really hard for me to farm up like gold and other things like that or dark because I'd have nowhere to put the elixir.
Biblical.
And so I just become a huge target.
That's good.
So, I'm sitting on like 4 million elixir at the TH8. And so I'm like, you know what? I need to go where I can keep working on troops, make sure my heroes can keep getting upgraded. And then I can control like the resources better. So even just dumping it into walls, elixir
that,
if I
Halligan?
need to, when I need to get my gold up, and plus I mostly collect, and war, and that's about it. So it'll be interesting. It was a little. I've got a few days to cancel if I want to, but I think I want to see the TH9 war scene a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, TH9's where it's at for war.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I'm looking at the chat right now. So Halligan's saying, Warblade, your mic is low. And
Yeah. Just boosted that.
Rancid Meat's saying he wants a base review. That's pretty classic right there.
Yeah,
Keep
I'm
upgrading, man.
I'm in kind of a weird spot on TacoLover because I'm pretty much done with everything that I can do since I don't have walls.
Oh yeah.
And I mean that's the downside to not having any walls. other than the obvious, is that like you can't just like dump your extra gold or elixir into them.
Yeah,
So,
there's not
so I,
that bank.
yeah, so I'm already done with elixir upgrades. I just now realized I had a couple elixir collectors that I could go up
Oh damn.
one more. But all my gold upgrades are done. So I'm guessing I'm gonna have to go to 10, even though I don't ever raid on this account. So it's like I just use it for war, and I just all these upgrades have just come from war loot.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Do you get rocked as a Wallace? I've always wondered, like, are you just getting destroyed?
if I'm holding on to loot, then yeah.
Yeah.
But like I just looked at my account from like visited, from my other account, and someone sniped my town hall, which isn't a big deal. But I'm only sitting on like a million of each.
I just remember the first time I ever saw that account. I was like, what?
It's probably town hall 7 back then, wasn't it?
7 or an 8, but I think that was the first time I'd ever even heard of somebody not doing walls, but this was like over a year ago,
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
and just thinking, oh, there's no way you're going to be able to defend. And then you go into war and it just totally caught people off guard.
Yeah, it doesn't work so much anymore because all my defenses are so high that the walls don't offset it enough. So
Oh, for the war matchups?
yeah, so usually it's a decent sized Town Hall 9 coming at me, and anyone who knows what they're doing can 3-star me without an issue.
Where do you get weighted at?
Um, we're in a 25 war right now, and I'm at 15.
Okay.
Um,
So like lower, I'm guessing the lowest of the Town Hall 9s, or are you even in the
No.
Town Hall?
no,
No,
I'm not the
really?
lowest. Yeah,
So the walls have that little, huh? I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
yeah, that's the thing. So I feel like it was more effective before several of the past updates.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I used to sit lower, but I think they keep tweaking things, so it's different. Um, but like New Brute, he sits way low. Like he's down with the Town Hall 8s.
And he's defenseless?
And not
Or
a defenseless, but he's got 60 walls that are they're all Lego. I'm going to lava right now. And then 2 defenses of each type.
okay.
And so he sits way low. But then I've got all my troops maxed and stuff. So, I can attack, in the top 5, no problem.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
that's my most fun account. I love that one. Because people cannot 3-star that one.
They can't hit that just because of
No. I mean, even when people drop, like their last war, like the number 3 dropped, and he 2-starred me, and so I attacked him back and 3-starred him.
Wow. Is it just because it catches them off guard with the mismatch of defenses?
I don't know, man. It's just I've been 3-starred before. It's like it happens actually pretty often when I'm sitting on a bunch of loot, like random farming raids. So
Yeah.
I feel like if people would just came at me with gobs and giants, then they would probably 3-star me no problem. It's they try and do these elaborate dragon attacks, or they come in with golems and wizards, and I
Get
don't know.
stuck in that war mentality.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like look at a base fresh.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm looking at them going, oh God, I'd hit it like this if I was just out in the wild attacking. And then, but then I go back to using golems or,
Yeah.
what a lot of times giants. Like if you have a hero down and you just need to put a star for the XP, giants and Velks funnel them right into a core and tear it up. So, did you?
No. You guys kind of got ahead of me there. I was like getting ready to ask you how you guys were doing, and you guys jumped right into it. So you're way ahead of me here. So
It's always hard, because because when I listen to these guys and I want to ask questions, and all of a
Oh,
sudden,
I know, and you guys just got going, and it was like, well, I'm not going to interrupt you guys. Are putting...
Yeah, I kind of thought I should shut up because I thought I was like, I
No,
don't know.
feel free, man. You guys just jump in, man. That's the beauty of doing this thing live. So,
well, where are you at, Warblade?
I am a Town Hall 10. I was pretty much a maxed out Town Hall 9 when I went, except for my heroes. My heroes are right now 27 king, and my queen is 25. So we were talking about doing a ranged matchup, so I went ahead and dropped the Inferno Towers. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I got tired of sitting out wars, so I was like, well, I'm dropping the Infernos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the anything about this Inferno Tower glitch?
No.
I have not. What is it?
I saw it on Reddit earlier today. Someone posted a screenshot of a single Inferno Tower shooting multi.
Oh. And they're all ramping up?
No, they weren't ramping up, but it just, he
Oh,
was
it was just
expecting a
not.
single, and it hit him multi.
Didn't that happen some other time with
It happened with Expos.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
with
say
the
it happened with
Expos.
Expos.
That's what somebody on there was saying. It's probably the same sort of glitch to where if it's set in one camp and then you set a different one to active, it toggles it, but it doesn't toggle the view. So
you could really use that to your benefit?
Yeah, you definitely could.
yeah, I'm sure it took Supercell forever to fix that too. So it's probably going to be the same deal.
My
Yeah.
damn witch got caught in the wall the other day. Again.
Just
Oh, that happened to me. That happened to me. She was like running in place.
Yeah. Had to shoot her way out of the wall.
Yeah. Actually, she wasn't shooting. She was just running. So I dropped a jump spell.
That got her out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was just in a regular raid, but it's so weird when those things happen.
So
Have you noticed anything new with the Queen since the last update? Because I feel like they tweaked her.
I noticed. Well, I actually I put out a podcast today, just finally that released. But in the patch notes, I don't know if you guys saw it. It was like the only thing they didn't actually pump out when they were doing their sneak peeks. But supposedly the aggro radius was shrunk down a bit. So, well, I guess expanded. So what I mean by that is like before this, troops and stuff wouldn't engage enemy CCs and AQs and all that. And apparently they're supposed to be more apt to like jump in and start taking out whatever's in front of them. So I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. I haven't quite seen it yet, but to me that was like the only thing in the patch that they didn't really like hype up about.
Yeah, maybe it's because people get really, really bent out of shape about the Queen. But I just go with the rule, like, don't trust her to do anything, and hope that she like hits something. Like
I
she
do
does.
this raid. I do this raid like many, many, many times per day, and I feel like from the previous update, where they really changed her, I had it ironed out. I was really good at it, but I don't remember what day it was this past week, man. I had like 5 failed raids in a row.
With the Super Queen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it was
make
like driving
way
me
too
crazy.
much
I'm like,
money
what
at
the fuck
Supercell.
is happening here?
What was going wrong?
She just wasn't going towards the middle. She would like avoid the dark elixir like
The plague.
that was her new thing. Like she was not going to hit the dark elixir anymore.
Ooh. Do you think it
Now,
nerfs
now
the Super
since
Queen
then, I mean, I don't know. That's why I was curious if anyone else has noticed it. I haven't had as much trouble since then, but there's still been like a few raids here and there where she just avoids it. So you have to like I've been using more spells basically to kind of get her to go where I want her to go. So I think I need to like rethink my deployment. Well, we were talking about that last night on Discord.
Yeah.
Like I forget who on there, Eskimo was talking about dropping his queen, letting things aggro to her, and then dropping his minions. Where I like drop all my or most of my minions to like clear out the outer stuff and then drop the queen. So I think I'm gonna try his method and see if that works. I'm just always afraid that if she like starts targeting stuff on the outside, she's going to keep going around the outside. So it's like a race to get things out of the way that you where you don't want her to go.
Well, did you used to do the reverse funnel with the pekkas? Because that's kind of how I do it. I break off. I usually use my minions to break off and then let her funnel into the middle. You know, but basically work her way back into the hole where I punch in with the wall breakers.
Hmm.
No, I've never tried it that way. But see, I've never done Super Queen farming. I've only used Queen walking on the outside, and that's pretty much you like want her to make
It's
a
like
lap.
she's made for that now.
Yeah,
That's like I can understand why that's such a popular thing because that's exactly what she's good
Thanks for
at
the
is
follow,
like
nothing
just
too
going
fancy.
around the sides.
yeah. But like I said, no, I'm not a pro like you in the Super Queen. I know you've devoted 3/4 of your episodes to that.
And this one.
Hey, I'm a Super Queen advocate myself, so you are you
You're
have
in good
my
company.
permission to talk about Super Queen on this show.
Like I said, I just never have trusted her that much to give her that many healers. But I've practiced like the queen walk a little bit. I just don't, and maybe you guys would know this. You know, when you're dealing with like the mid heroes, and then you
No
get
base
into a
reviews.
war attack, and you know, trying to figure out the mid heroes and what they're actually capable of in a war attack with
Not much.
healers. It's just I feel like I'm in no man's land. You know, I've done a lot of work, but it's like you get used to them, then you upgrade, and you're just not sure how it's going to pan out in a complete war attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're up near 30 now, aren't you, Scotty?
Yeah, I'll be at as soon as this push is over, I will get her to 30.
Nice.
Like right away. She's very, very close. She's at
I
29. My king's at 25. But
Yeah, I noticed them getting strong at around 30. That's where I really started to see the making jumps. And yeah, I mean, obviously they get exponentially stronger the higher up you go, but obviously also at the same time the DE gets bigger and bigger. My favorite stat to give is 1 through 28 is the same amount of DE as 31 to 40. So you're almost halfway there.
yeah, it's crazy.
Well, if you average it out, it's 100,000 dark elixir per upgrade.
Right.
So
Yeah, and that's massive. That's what more than
Sorry.
witches or whatever. Right.
Um,
It wouldn't-
But yeah, I think like at 30, I feel like there I can start to get into more contender mode. Like I really don't care that much about what hero levels are on the bases that I hit most of the time. Because they you know the ability like the defensive doesn't have the ability. Like so that makes a big difference.
that's the first thing I look at when we get matched up is I'll look at the other team's heroes. Because if they have high heroes, you know that they've put some time in.
Yeah.
And
Well, I go look at them and I go, okay, yeah. So we've got max heroes 1 through, you know, whatever it is, that particular thing. Or if they're at 25 or like 27 or something, and I look at them and I go, okay, this should be pretty decent, you know, matchup. I look at my straight across usually and try to figure out.
yeah.
But most of the time it's the hero placement and just the type of base. I mean, I've been trying to go lower and hit not max heroes, and I think we've got a few people now with max heroes and that are you know trying their stuff. So it's kind of taking off the pressure of me, and you know, like in the old L days, like we'd just go up against the max heroes and none of us would have them, so we'd have to hit.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Are you still at the top of the map, Scotty?
No, I'm actually down to I think I'm 6. No, I'm 4 this war. But there's a couple people not in that would normally be in. But you look at the war weights and the matchups and everything changes, you know, and I've even been thinking about, well, am I going to start maxing out my base? You know, and I kind of said, well, I'll do that every time I do a hero level, I'll do a defense just to kind of keep me down a little bit. because I saw Droctagon was, um, he was underneath me,
Big Jake, Scotty
but
is
he had
recording this
maxed
for our
defenses.
podcast.
He just had lower
And I will
heroes.
have replays posted on
And
YouTube.
I was like,
and you
wow,
can always
okay.
check out
You
the
know, so
archive
it's really
here
the
on
hero levels
the
right
Clash
now.
Files
They're
family.
making the war weights between like him and I. So it
Yep.
was. So I kind of was like, yeah, I think I might just start maxing out my defenses, and if we're going against these strong heroes, and mine are getting to that realm, then
Scotty, didn't you say you were going to do like for every hero level you went up, you were going to go ahead and do a defense or something?
yeah, I think that's still my plan. I did finish off my archer towers, um, and I really haven't just I haven't been avoiding doing them. I more just was getting walls done for a long time, and so now I think
By the way, Big
I'll
Jake,
kind of
thank you for
focus
letting
on
me
a
use
defense
your
each time. It's really just
video
the
in the replay
cannons.
or your
I actually have one
battle axe
air
videos
defense left
for
to max
the
out, and then
background here. I
the air
really
sweepers.
appreciate that. So thank you very much, Big Jake.
But I don't get hit by air, so
Yeah, I've been working. I for a long time I didn't do defenses, but I've recently gone on a defense binge, and I did everything that hits the air is done. So all I've got left is just my cannons and mortars, and I'll be completely maxed Town Hall 10. So I just went crazy on the defenses.
and would you start with?
I went air defenses, Teslas, and then Infernos, because those three to me are the biggest deterrents to air attacks. And then I went Wiz Tower, Archer Tower, and Expo. So my Expo's just finished up today.
Oh, okay. I always wonder with those, you look at the upgrades, and there's, I don't know why I don't have an air defense done. I think it's because every time that I'm kind of in the mode, I do a push, and so I didn't want to put my air D down before this push that we're doing. And then I
What's
was kind
a
of on
relevant
the
Clash
kick.
topic, Acura?
Everything that hits the air, I think that's an awesome rule, and I think the archer towers are sometimes like overlooked when people look at the air defense if one's a little bit lower. Seems to me like the archer tower, and I'm talking more like in just regular
Later,
raiding and
Acura.
stuff, like the everyday
Yeah.
stuff. They can be deceptive, yeah, and in their placement and everything. And so I kind of went with I'll do archer towers because it does air and ground as well, and then cannons. I should have done cannon. I mean, I should do the cannons because I'm always getting hit in war by like the golem armies and stuff. But
Yeah, I mean everyone loves the Teslas because they have the 99 DPS, but a maxed Archer Tower is 98, so basically equivalent. Plus you have 7 of them, and they have massive radius. So yeah, I think Archer Towers are one of the strongest defenses on the board.
well, and especially if you're, I think like a 9 or an 8 even, or any of those. When you get dragged in wars, if you're like an 8, it's usually, to me, the archer towers at the end that get you. If you're dragging somebody, I look at the air defenses, but I really look at where the archer towers are going to be, because it just seems like that big radius. You're usually getting close to time on most attacks, and if those things are just picking on you the entire time, so
That's when you need those pocket loons.
yeah,
Right.
I kind of switched all that up with Brittany though. And I haven't done great these last 2 wars, or this last war, I should say. But I've been using hogs and drags, and Velks in drags, and just using like if I can get to the core with quakes, get the Velks in there in one heal, and then drag the rest of it. I really like that.
So you guys all have Town Hall 10s, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how are you guys doing on the new walls?
Oh,
I haven't
think
touched
I-
them.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's obviously.
Well, no, I mean, I have a normal Town Hall 10 with walls.
Right. So you
Yeah,
have
I haven't.
down, or
I haven't-
you,
I still have everything like Town Hall 9. I haven't added any new defenses. I haven't added the new walls or anything. Don't have Infernos yet. I've just upgraded. I just upgraded what I already had.
Gotcha. What about you, Warblade? Have you put down the walls?
Yeah, I put down the walls, but I really haven't figured out exactly what I want to do with them yet. I've got I've still got a couple at gold right now. I just haven't really. I've been focused on getting some Teslas and some bombs and stuff upgraded right now. Some of the hidden stuff. Um, so I've got some gold walls, some pink walls. I think I got a skull wall, but everything else is all lava and above. So
I thought I knew exactly what I was going to do with them, and I think that question, Tate, and kind of like what Warblade stuff too is, I haven't. I thought I knew what I was going to do with them, where to put them, and it's been a couple wars, and I still haven't really adjusted the base to accommodate them, and they're down, and they're getting close to. I think maybe I have like 8 left to get to.
how's that,
skulls.
Legion?
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I put mine down, and I immediately went in and adjusted my war base because I knew that it would make it really easy for me to make my base anti-queen walkable, which is always kind of a factor that I'm looking at in some top end wars and stuff. But
Yeah,
my farming base, they're just sitting in a pretty row out on the side. Just I'm upgrading them, so uh, I mean, it really sucks because I'm kind of a wall whore. So like I've got them all. They're all lava except for our Legos, so I'm almost caught back up to Town Hall 10 level. But it's just I hate
No, thank you,
redoing them all.
Legion. I appreciate you
well,
being letting
think
me
about
know
like
that.
all the war bases. We just went. We had 2 wars. One was against. I always get this wrong because I don't really know who the warlords or the warriors.
Warcorp.
War Corp. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, War Corp. One was against them, like just randomly, and then one was against Semper Invictus, I think it was. Or
Yep.
no, SI Warriors. SI Warriors. I believe. I can look it up. But we had really spent a lot of time. It's SI Warriors, yeah. Back to back. Two. One was SI Warriors was ranged, but then the other one was random. And so we had spent a lot of time like looking for bases or getting bases and adjusting everything. And so you have this. So now I have like 3 real war bases that I would, I used to just have the one. I could switch back and forth, and you can have the decoy out now because if you forget about it, you don't mind. And now I have to
Right.
go in and figure out for those 3 bases a whole new where to put these 25 walls. I mean, I think it's going to be cool, but you also don't have like if I'm out in the wild up to that point, I'll take a snapshot of a base that I thought was really good or something, and um, I can't really rely on any of those old pictures and stuff
Yeah.
to like decide what to do with the new walls.
When I knew I was coming on, for some reason, Rob, I wanted to ask you this question. Uh, what do you think we should call the new colored change level max walls? Do you have any like good nicknames for them?
I haven't thought about it. I mean, I've seen them a couple times. Um, they look way cooler in like the graphics that they release, sneaks, than they actually do on the screen. I think. Like they look like they were going to be kind of glowing, but they just look orange. I don't know. What do you guys
They
think?
remind me of racing stripes. To tell you the truth.
I don't like them. I like the zap walls a lot better. I thought they were a lot cooler. The only cool part about these walls are the little skulls on the corners. I think
Yeah.
they look like taco walls.
I think they're pretty. I kind of like the, like the other effects on walls as they kind of go through them, like they kind of glow real quick. The new Max ones have like a kind of lingering glow, come up and come down factor. I think is kind of cool looking, but
Like
I
a
mean,
little pulse.
yeah, and yeah, I actually do kind of like it personally. At first, I didn't like it. I thought they looked like Halloween Oreos, but now I'm down.
Oreo walls, that could be a good one.
Yeah.
Well, like I didn't like the blue ones. I thought it didn't go with the scheme really. And I honestly was like not gonna do. I was like I should really do my core, because that seems to be where I trap things like on my base, in war and anything. That well, maybe I should if I concentrated on my core to take them up to what is it, level 11.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to look at those walls, so I'm glad that they changed. Uh, but I mean, they were kind of cool. It's just like it just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah. Warblade, I feel bad. We completely derailed your topics. So what,
No, no, no. This is the whole point of doing this thing live, is so we can just do this however we want. I mean, like I said before, pre-show or whatever, man. The show notes are just there in case we kind of run out of things to talk about. So don't ever apologize for doing that, man. This is fine. So
I did like that one of your questions. Well, I liked your questions, I should say, but there's one that I always think this is interesting. So, what is your Clash day like? What's your day in Clash? I always think that's a really
yeah,
most
actually, I
days.
think I stole that from you. So
Oh yeah, I think it's like it's interesting to hear. I mean, so
yeah, Warblade, what's yours? I'd like to hear your day in
yeah,
Clash.
It just depends on whether I'm working or not. If I'm at work, I'm trying to catch a couple, raids between work, on my breaks and stuff. If I'm not working, usually I'm waiting until the fiance goes to bed, and then usually, because I'm a night shifter, I tend to clash, for a few hours at night.
nice. How about you, Tate?
It depends if it's a war day or not. So on non-war days, I'll wake up, do one attack, take a shower, do a second attack, then go to work, and like maybe at lunch I'll sneak one attack in, and then I get home at like 3:34, and then I'll whatever, I'll got some chores to do or stuff. But I usually try to get a boost in from like 6 to 8, and to me, I mean that's basically 4 times speed. That's like 8 hours of clashing in 2 hours, and then that's pretty much it. On war days, farming's out the window, and it's just completely based on what I'm needed to do. Like if they need me to do a 2-star or
Yeah,
3-star
Metalface,
hit,
this is Rob.
if it's
Or
2-star hit, it takes very
talking right
little
now is
planning.
Tate.
I'll just cook up
But
6
yes,
columns,
Rob
couple
from
jumps, and then
Clashcast
I'll
is here.
tweak here or there, and I barely have to think about it. But a 3-star hit can take me a very long time to plan.
Huh? And where are you farming at?
Oh, I'm super low. I go between 1400 and 1900. I just constantly jai barch around there.
Okay. Because when anybody says that they do boost sessions, I always boost my spell factory, but I like to do like a regular full army,
Yeah.
for whatever it is. So I'm always like, well, how do you do that without spells? But I guess that makes sense if you're barging.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I do an expensive boost. So I'll boost all 4 barracks, I'll boost both my heroes, and I'll boost my spell factory. So that's 4, 5, 6, 70 gems. But I can just nonstop hit any base I see. I basically hit anything that's over 300. And so like I'll regularly net, I don't know, like 8 million total resources in a boost if I'm just going really fast.
Huh? And you don't even have to worry about dark elixir anymore.
No, I don't even think. I literally don't even look at the Dark Elixir. It's just irrelevant for me at this point.
Dude, I'm so jealous.
That's the only thing I look at.
That's the only thing I go after.
Oh, there was a long time that's all I did. And, when you're doing that, all the other stuff comes. And so it's, it's all gravy in the end.
That's
It's not
always
really a
what
big deal.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always
I'd
what I say,
imagine
too.
once you get max heroes, you really don't even bother looking at the Dark Elixir anymore.
Yeah, it's not worth it at this point. But, what I find kind of interesting, for a long time, my gold grab was in front of my elixir escapade, and recently the elixir has like shot right past the other one. So to me, all that's saying is there just like a surplus of elixir sitting in storages and stuff that people can't spend? I don't know how else that could happen.
Well, if you're down there, then you're hitting Town Hall 8s, maybe.
Well, that's a good
Town
point,
Hall-
right? Because you
Town Hall
can't
8s
dump
can't
them at
dump the
vaults.
elixir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so your gold grab is now.
My gold grab's like 1.8 billion, and my elixir is like 1.82 billion. So they're both pretty high, but
Thanks, Halligan.
My elixir's always been higher.
yeah.
But I was always like all about the troops. So and I got a pretty high dark elixir thing. I'm going in on a raid right here. That's why it's a 30 cup offering at like up here. It's pretty crazy. I'm like, all I need to do is just take a little bit.
Let's ask him a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to throw 'em off.
So what trophy range you at right now?
I am at well, hopefully after this raid I'll be like up. I'm hoping to take 20 trophies. That's pretty crazy. And
Are you going for 2 stars?
yeah. I mean, because you basically just have to have like a pre-planned army, and find something that is pretty much what you're like capable of hitting, and then gamble. But
I'm looking forward to trying. I'm going to push once I completely max, and I'm looking forward to trying it. I've never done it. Yeah.
It's a gruel. It's a grind, It's like, but once you've done it once, I've always said that about champs. Once you go back from champs, the first time was tough, but then the second time it's nothing. And like this time, I barged all the way up into champ, and played defense and all that. But it's, you get to see all the bases, you get to practice your war attacks, and it's fun when your whole group is doing it. And that's 65%. I'll take it. 20 trophies.
So while we're on the topic, Scotty, why don't you tell us about your Zero to Hero event that's going on that got you pushing so hard right now?
Oh, it's actually turning out to be a really cool contest. Zero to Hero, I don't know why, I've just always wanted to do it. And it basically, you got to play the entire game. So you have to drop, so each town hall level, so we have 10s and 9s in it. Each town hall level is in its own category, and you have to drop as low as you want, and you get one shot to post your lowest picture in the GroupMe chat. So I started a GroupMe chat for it, and you go low, and I was so surprised at how hard it was to get down. I went down to 149, and I logged off. I got a phone call. I logged off, or I took the phone call, got it back out. I was at 146 maybe, and I had just taken a picture. And then by the time I got off the phone call, like 5 minutes later, I was at 400 trophies. And it took me like, I want to say 3 or 4 hours just to get from 400 to in the 140s, because it's like 30 seconds of waiting and whatnot, and people it's the first time we were doing this, and so people were locking in like up in the 400s or 300s because it would take so long, and now it's everybody's pushing the other way to see how high they can go, and they can lock it in anytime that they want. It's in a 2-week period. So you could push for a week, or you could push for 2 weeks, or however you want to do it in that time period. And now I'm racing Mighty Buzzard, but with him, I locked in 149 trophies lower. So it gets to be kind of cool, like how you play that entire game. Like, are you going to play defenses, and how you keep your loot? You want to keep your loot high so you get hit. And gain cups, and it's been a really fun time. So, but we have things that have come up, like somebody else, the player. Every time it's the hardest name in Clash. He finished Town Hall 9, or he finished his upgrade to 10 during the competition, and at that point I was like, oh, how do we deal with this? And basically we said, okay, you stay in that category unless you do any offensive upgrade, whether it's a spell, or it's like a troop or anything like that, except for your heroes. We'll be fine with that. But so we just kind of wanted to do a test run, because I was planning it out. I was going to put it out to everybody who wanted to partake, and it was just really quick. It happened like in a day or two, and I said, okay, we're just going to do it. We'll see what issues come up, and I'm anxious to see what happens Sunday. So
So were you saying is there like the equivalent of reverse clouds down low? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Like
taking me like 30 seconds or 45 seconds sometimes to find a -1 cup offering.
there's got to
Shit.
be a name for that. What's the mist or
It's
something? Like clouds down low?
Yeah, the fog.
fog. So you actually got to zero?
No, I was going for it. I honestly was afraid that I was going to time out. So I was going, all right, well, the dogs need to be walked, and I'm like, I'm not gonna not walk my dogs because of this trophy push. So I got my phone out and I'm walking with them and just keep hitting, looking, and and do that. And then I got that phone call. I probably only would have went to 100, and it was Edge in the clan. He was at 126 that morning, and so I thought, well, and he's a TH10. I'm like, I'm gonna at least need to get to where he is, and he went to zero. He got all the way down to zero.
Wow.
And so, but he gave up on the push and locked in just, I think, a day or two ago. So it's kind of cool though. Like Itachi, who's in our clan, he had kind of wanted to do it, and he just decided yesterday that he was going to be in the contest. So he's only got a few days to do it. From now till Sunday, but he was at Masters, and he said he farmed 60K. He was in champs. He's a TH9. He farmed 60K dark just dropping, and now he's at 199 trophies.
I'll have to ask him.
And now he'll have to
Metalface.
play the defense
Check the
game
chat.
and all that going back up.
But we'll see what we
Make
can
sure
do.
he has enough loot. So it's interesting. It's I like it better. I like it better playing both angles to the game instead of just maybe having a starting point, because I don't know, it's like the long haul. But some of our guys who are trophy pushing now kind of got left out because of it, so maybe there would be like another, they just don't want to drop, and so maybe they'll be in like another division or something.
Rob, I don't know if you saw in chat, but Metalface asked, he said he was listening to your podcast and he's heard that you have a record label, and he's asking, is the record label still running, and is it a hardcore label or is it defunct?
I had a record label from 2001 to I think my last release came out in 2009 or 2010. I used to live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and so it was started off with like local bands from that area, my band, and then just kind of I ended up putting out releases from bands all over the country. But it's no longer. It's running a record label is a money pit. So every time you release an album, it's like the bands break up, so it's kind of a hassle. But yeah, it's mostly it was all sorts of genres, indie rock, punk rock, hardcore, but in that vein, I guess. But yeah, it's called the New Beat Records, the newbeat.net. That's where my main name came from.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was wondering that. What was your day in your day in Clash like, Rob?
Well, I usually go through. Once I get to work, I will break my shield.
Not all of us
and
can
I
be guns
will,
up. We can try, but
casually
we're not
raid
going to be
throughout the
guns
day.
up.
No boosting. I'll get off work. I'll get raided, and then
Are you tapping the screen? Like you just have it
yeah,
open?
I have my iPad open on my desk all day.
Okay.
So I keep my game open. I get kicked off every day basically from being on for over 6 hours. And then once I get home, I'll break my shield again and I'll raid till I go to bed. But again, it's just casually. Like I never boost, except the other day when I was having that really rough patch where my queen kept dying, so I boosted her so that like You know, I
It's a
could
rage
at least
boost.
get 2 rate. Yeah, I was like so pissed off. On war days, you know, I'll just kind of go through like my other 2 accounts. I don't ever raid on, so they just are funded from wars. And New Brute is in Purple Rain with my main account, and he's really just there to help on the bottom attacks if need be. Like I'm not really needed much anymore. You know, several months ago, we were having a really bad patch, and but I think all the people in our clan have gotten a lot better since then. So he's not really needed so much anymore. But
Do you
that's
just not
kind of,
attack if you don't need it?
oh no, I'll attack to get money. Like I'll get loot attacks, but I'm usually not needed for stars. But I'll usually just go in with him at the end of the war and clean up where I need to if you know if he needs it. Otherwise, I'll just get paid.
Nice. Warblade and Tate, do you guys have minis?
I do not. I'm too much of a perfectionist. I gotta beat this first. So I'll do it once I max. But no. What about you, Warblade?
I've got a mini it's Drum Thumper. It's currently the leader of the Clash Files. It's our event clan, and it basically just placeholding out there right now. I think it's only a Town Hall 5. I don't play on it very often. Especially since going to Town Hall 10, I really haven't. I've been focusing on getting my Town Hall 10 up, but so it's just been kind of sitting there. I think it got thrown into a few wars back, and because we're trying to level up the clan, and let's put it this way, I didn't do real good. I think I had a 1-star war. It's just kind of weird going from the Town Hall 10 to the Town Hall 5. It's like, oh, I can do. Oh no, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't even have hogs.
I can
Just running out of steam.
Yeah, you can just giant. Is that like your attack?
Yeah, something like that. Throw some loons at it. Ask for some hogs in my clan castle.
Giants are the staple for like the majority of the game. It seems like.
Yeah.
When you get giants, like Town Hall 4, Town Hall 5.
Well, what is it? Isn't it like with the third or fourth troop in your queue? I gotta look. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, it's third troop, so probably Town Hall 4.
Yeah, maybe Town Hall 3 even.
Maybe Town Hall 3, yeah.
All I know
yeah,
is
probably,
that account.
Town Hall 3 is where you can actually get the clan castle, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It
goes so fast.
Yeah.
That level.
Oh, someone in chat saying I missed both my attacks with my mini today, so that shows you how much I'm checking that account.
It's tough.
Yeah, man. I sometimes hate having second accounts.
Me too.
It's just, especially in different clans, like keeping up with LexCorp is tough. I mean,
I just feel bad not being in the chat or something, or like you kind of come and go. And I think the best thing that I ever did was when Sasquatch told me like how he kind of plays with his, and it's just collecting maybe a couple raids, you know. But if I don't feel any pressure to like keep things going, it.
Oh shit! I think I dropped.